Hey, we've got a problem here.
This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we have a problem.
We in Htown, rolling up a pound, about to hit the town. Yeah, inside the whip, from the top down. This is for the boys who bang, screw and hold it down.
Alright, let's do this right here. Back for our next podcast. Y'all know what it is. Big Bass, brand new.
Still developing right now, a local rapper shot and killed in Southeast Houston.
Tonight, Snooty Wild is being remembered by loved ones who now want answers and his killer behind bars.
In our newsroom tonight, Dominique, Govan's daughter. She was also a rapper, but she was killed in Houston in September.
Say the 25-year-old was shot and killed in Houston September 24th. Early that morning. Investigators say Govan and her friend were in their vehicle, stopped behind a vehicle at a traffic light.
28-year-old rapper Takeoff is shot and killed at a private party in Houston, Texas. Officials say it happened in the early morning hours of November 1st.
Take a look at this video surveillance from a neighbor. You can see a white Mercedes followed by a black Subaru SUV heading northbound on mid-lane in broad daylight. Police say the victim was driving the Mercedes and two suspects were inside the SUV. The suspects opened fire on the victim and he died at the scene.
Man. This is Big Bass Life with another informative video, man. Out here in Houston, Texas, it has been a hotbed for deletion for rappers, entertainers, and their like. I mean, it's just getting worse and worse. You know, I've been out here for a great deal in Houston, Texas. Great place to be, great place to get your money, great place to turn up, great place to party. I mean, it's a big city. It takes probably 1 hour to get from one side of the city to the next. You got one of the largest airports, Bush Intercontinental. You got Hobby. You could take a trip to the north side where you might see Slim Thug ride. I mean, it just goes down. But lately you've seen a lot of deletion in Houston, whether it's popular rappers, local rappers, jewelers, I mean, you name it, it's going down in Houston. And the reason being is law enforcement in Houston is relaxed. This city it reminds me of New Orleans back in 1980s. The 1980s and the 1990s, where they had to fire the whole police department. The whole police department was corrupt. Now, this is no means a shot or a denigration of the police department, but I'm just going to tell you like this. You come down here, there is no protection. You have to protect yourself. As you can see, people just ride up on you in broad daylight. People can ride up on you at night. People do kick doors. I mean, it's going down in Houston. I mean, you really have to be on your square when you're here. And you have entrepreneurs getting gunned down. I'm talking about millionaires. I mean, this is a place where, you know, to find out who you are, how you roll is simple as a push of a button. And it goes down like that. Let's take a look. Now this young brother here, he carried a lot of security with him. As you can see,
tire store, Black Friday is going down. Come on, y'all. That's the one right there. $50, man. $100. Everything, man. Don't sleep, man. The only time you gonna get this shit for $200. $400 tomorrow. Let's go. My boy, this is how you wanna shop, man? Shop, my boy. Every day, $50% off going down. Come on, we're going to 12 tonight. man. It's like a party, man. We got the bottles now. We got the bottles now. We're going to the 12, man. It's going. It keep going. It's gonna keep going. The teacher say keep going. I bit my head.
This particular day, for some odd reason, he didn't have security.
Breaking news overnight, Houston police say a man was shot and killed last night while driving on the West Park Tollway near Fondren. Some nearby officers heard the shots and quickly found the man. He later died at the hospital.
Right now with breaking news.
And that breaking news is in Southwest Houston tonight, where police say a man was shot while driving on the West Park Tollway, and we've just learned that man has died from his injuries.
Our Michael Laparty is live there for us on the scene. So, Michael, do investigators think this was an act of road rage?
Lauren and Chris, at this point, Houston police tell me they simply do not know. I'm standing along West Park Drive near Ann Arbor. This is about as close as I could stand without being on the actual toll road or underneath it. But behind me, you can see the flashing lights. So the scene where the vehicle is just a little bit to the left. And from this vantage point, it's being blocked by the elevated portion of the roadway. But here's what happened. Police say 2 officers were in the area when they heard gunfire around 7:30 tonight and saw a vehicle go off the road. Investigators say a man was driving eastbound on the toll road when shots were fired from another vehicle. Officers say the driver was hit once in the hip. He lost control, hit the wall, and then went into a ditch. The victim was taken to the hospital where he died. Police say they found 5 or 6 shell casings on the toll road.
Right now we're checking for surveillance video, and there were a couple witnesses. However, unfortunately, they didn't have much information to pass around.
Lieutenant Krausen says the witnesses told police they saw the vehicle start swerving back and forth, but didn't see any other vehicles in the area. At this point, police told me they do not know who is responsible.
Why is that? These brothers are best friends or associates, as they put it in the streets. These guys like really wield and deal in the streets, and a lot of time that street activity catches up with you. Now, it's already been concluded that these brothers were, especially this brother Pimparelli, he was successful doing his clothing. He was successful working with other artists. He was successful working online store. As you can see the numbers, his numbers were good. His numbers were great. He was doing good numbers. But then a lot of time we mix business with pleasure. And when you mix business with pleasure, then you kind of like, you get the streets following you.
He ain't gonna do that.
What? You just say he ain't gonna do that? Oh, wow. What's going on? Yeah, man. Niggas get grimy over the camera, man.
Yeah, niggas on my shit.
Alright, man, just know, man, I got
niggas
a
on my
new piece
shit,
coming.
Yeah, we're gonna pull up on you with the camera. I'm gonna pull up on you and say,
New piece coming Friday.
Yep.
New ring coming Friday.
Okay.
New Apple Watch coming Friday.
Yeah, what?
No, I mean, I'm calling him. Yeah, man, he gonna ride with me. I'm gonna be dropping and sending and receiving. Like I've been doing.
What? I'm going to jail. He's going to jail. We're not going to bring you in harm's way, man. You know what I'm saying? You fuck with a professional. We're going to keep you safe.
That's why for so long in the music industry, I have chosen to just, I'll do YouTube. I'll do international play, because the powers that be that run the music industry, this is a wholesale death. When you sign on the dotted line, you're signing up for death. Whether it's penitentiary or the graveyard, you're signing up for death. And if you're too motivated and inspired to just jump into this arena and choose to sign on that dotted line, this is what you get. And I'm talking about 25. I'm talking about 21. I'm talking about 19. I'm talking about, this is a war against music. And this is a war against the hip hop culture. It is flipping your culture upside down. So that's why you're seeing a lot of this. If you think this is just all random, remember, a bag can get you off. A bag can get you deleted. A bag can make things happen. You know, I know a lot of y'all must have forgot a long time ago. They was running around. This one guy, he went into a bank in Chicago. He had on a black mask, a black face that looked so lifelike and real like that they went around looking for the actual black guy and arrested a black guy until I think his girlfriend outed him.
The time, and maybe you recognize the person in the video, but your eyes can deceive you even about your own child.
Yeah, that's really true. And tonight we actually show you a stunning local case that will make you scratch your head a little bit and wonder if what you just saw was indeed real.
And it also illuminates what prosecutors say is a real problem. Eyewitness accounts. They say they're so unreliable, they may just be the worst kind of evidence.
In 2010, he held up multiple tri-state banks, and the surveillance video hit probably every newscast in Cincinnati.
It's something you would see in a Hollywood movie. I don't think any of us has seen anybody do anything like this. Talks about killing cops.
This is the bank robber.
We believe to be an African-American male.
Hamilton County prosecutor Joe Dieter says people were convinced they knew this guy.
We had it on video.
They pointed at the same guy, the same house. They were sure it was this man.
Put out a Crime Stoppers tip, and we got about 5 or 6, 7 phone calls. I know that guy. He lives on this street. He lives in this particular house. And when the detectives went to that house, they knocked on the door. His mom answered it. She said, "I know why you're here. I just saw on television my son robbing a bank."
This is that woman's son. Take a look. He looks incredibly like the guy in the surveillance video. Police took the son, whose identity we were not given, into custody. Then they got a call from another woman who said they had the wrong guy, that it was her boyfriend who robbed the bank, and this is her boyfriend, Conrad Zerdiak.
Actual perpetrator was white as could be. He had bought a theatrical mask from Beverly Hills, which cost a few $1,000s, and it's very lifelike, and he had it on, and it looks like the guy they called Crime Stoppers about.
I mean, his mom said.
His mother said it.
He did it.
He did it. It looked just like her son.
Sunglasses covered Zerdiak's blue eyes. Gloves covered his hands.
That just tells you don't believe what you see all the time, because you could be dead wrong.
You're dead wrong. Down near River Oaks, behind the wheel of a car riddled with bullets. The mom of a 26-year-old rapper known as Blk Savage tells ABC 13 that was her son. Bernita Ward says her son's online persona isn't how she knew him.
I'm not one of those parents who try to cover up, whatever their children's lifestyle is.
To her, he was just Darrell Gentry, his legal name. He served in the military for 4 years and was a father to a 4-year-old son. That's who she says she's most proud of. In February, Ward says her son thought he was going to be featured in a song, his rapping career starting to kick off. Instead, she says a group showed up to his apartment in San Antonio and tried to rob him. Earlier this week, the rapper did an interview with Vlad TV describing how he fought off the would-be robber, instructed his girlfriend to shoot him, and then left him to die. When the interviewer asked if he was concerned about retaliation, he said, quote, "They might do what they do, but I'm going to get active. That's all that is." On Thursday, he posted on social media standing in the middle of a bloody crime scene. Hours later, Houston police say he was shot in a drive-by shooting.
I'm giving you some direct information. It's getting advanced. So a bag can get a lot of things happen. This is no conspiracy theory. This is all real. You can conspiracy theory your way into a whole bunch of things, but you don't see a bunch of country and western singers getting capped or getting popped. You don't see a bunch of jazz musicians getting shot. You don't see a bunch of R&B singers getting popped. You don't see anything but young, expiring rappers getting shot and killed. For what? Like they gonna and have no power. They have no power whatsoever. So why are they getting shot? Because there's an agenda and there is a transfixed culture that they are trying to preserve in terms of getting everyone to believe that this is the norm. So when you create a norm and you see, oh, rapper shot, this rapper shot, that rapper killed, this rapper killed, it becomes a normality. And when things become normal, you make it okay. So almost like if you don't want to change the music, then you niggas are okay with the rappers getting killed. You're okay with this culture. And if you're an aspiring rapper, then what you're saying is, I'm okay with the business, or me being in the business where we're getting deleted, we're getting killed. I can speak about gun talk, gunplay, being this, being that. And then when you finally get hit, it's almost like, oh, okay, well, he knew what he signed up for. He knew what he was involved in. But back to the brother Pimparelli. The brother Pimparelli had an inspiring business. His business was booming. Business was booming. But also the streets were booming. So, and who more than law enforcement, who more than the people outside of this who kind of know what's going on? They can easily like rein in on you. And when they rein in on you, because you got to believe this, if you have a corrupt police force, a police department, they're working hand in hand with those who are also corrupt in society. And if they're working with those who are corrupt in society, then they can kind of give you the green light to do broad daylight situations. They can give you the green light to do daylight situations, home invasion situations, on the streets, on the highway, on the freeway. You know, you get situations like this where law enforcement isn't involved.
Since February, federal prosecutors have charged 16 current or former NOPD officers for crimes committed following Katrina. 5 have already pled guilty for covering up the Brissett shooting.
We're going to try to build the best police department in the country. We have a very long way to go.
The mayor has asked the federal Justice Department for help cleaning up the New Orleans police, long plagued by what many see as a culture of corruption, including allegations of unconstitutional searches, racial profiling, and a failure to protect certain neighborhoods. There are now 8 federal probes underway in New Orleans, where the mother of James Brissett wants justice.
You killed my child, you deserve to die too.
And where an alarming number of those trusted to enforce the law.
Who does something just to get caught or just to be in a situation where your life is in jeopardy? So this is the situation we find ourselves in. The brother Pimparelli, another brother gone, another brother that could have contributed and was contributing to maybe his family, his children, his kids, his community. But, you know, far too often we take the wrong turn and you get involved with the wrong people. And Houston, Texas has become a hotbed or has a bad name, you know, involved. And, you know, even with, you know, all of the different families that run Houston, Texas, all of the different families that have been involved in Houston, Texas. We're not saying no names, but we know. We know. So with that, I will leave you as I came. This is Big Bass Life, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe. What do you think? I'm just telling you, it's going down here. I've been here. I stay out the way to keep from getting in the way so I won't be the person that get laid. You know what I'm saying? So let's, you know, got to be careful. If you come into Houston, Texas, or any of these South places, you know, you got to be extremely careful how you move and how you roll. Because just because you're an entertainer or whoever you are, hey, man, people don't care about that. You know, if there's a bag out there to be had, man, they coming for you. So always remember this, that when you play in the streets and you play in this game, a lot of times if you're not playing the game fair, and even if you are playing the game fair, who you associate with is important, because whoever you associate with, whatever problems they have in them streets, it will come back to bite you. Because when they can't find your friends or your associates who you associate with, and they know you associate with them, they're coming to look for you. So if your man run off with the bag or run off with the plug, they're coming after you. And, you know, by any means, and everyone that you love and everyone that you know, care about, you're putting them in harm's way. So you either got to do one or two things. You either stay your ass out of the streets, or you play by the rules. You play fair. Because even though these are your people and your friends and your associates, like, there is no love in the streets. There is no love in the industry. And there's definitely no love in America. So wherever you're at, whether you're in California, New York, New Orleans, Houston, Texas, no matter where you are in this society, you are a target, especially if you're dealing in the business and you are a hot topic, you are a hot rapper. Far too many times you've seen so many rappers bite the dust. And it's not a coincidence. It's not, oh, it's them Negroes. No. You got to look a lot deeper than that. Yes, it may be Negroes holding the trigger, but I'm telling you, it's a bag involved. And when you're dealing with people who have insurance policies on rappers and they collecting insurance policies, and you don't hear that. You don't hear that when these rappers sign a dotted line. They have insurance policies, $1 million insurance policies, sometimes $10 and $15 million insurance policies, depending on the level of artist you have. And a lot of time it don't even need that. Like, I can have a personal insurance policy on myself and I'm not no major artist. So you got to be careful out here in these streets, man. This is Big Bass Life, man, giving you some real talk right here. I will leave you as I came. This is Big Bass Life. I bid you an adieu.
My focus is too critical for me not to guard it. You have an alarm on your house because you love it. You have an alarm on your car because you love it. You have alarm notifications set up on your online banking. So if anybody tries fraud, you get notified. But yet you leave your focus unguarded. See, you ain't got to have nothing to be around me, but you at least got to be focused on something to be around me. Because distracted people do what? Distract people. If I don't call you back, I'm guarding my focus. If I don't come around, I'm guarding my focus.
This anymore. Sound like to me you wanted to hard.
Man, hit the like button, man. Hit the like button like it's a ticket. You're getting ready to go to Sasua, or you're going to Colombia, Thailand, wherever you going. Hit that button like like you about to get a check. Hit that button, hit the like button.
Life is what you make it, I want everything. Work your ass off, work 2 jobs, get it by enemies. Want the mansion, fancy cars, all the fun things. Get off your ass, go out and get it, I want everything. Bad bitches, everything. Diamond rings, everything. $1 million bank accounts, everything. What I couldn't buy when I was poor, I had to settle, man. Got the dough now, so I show out, damn right I want everything.
Have a good day.
I'll get you, bitch.